What up, what up, what up, what up? This is your boy Mac. Today I'm here with my fellas at the round table. I got Alonzo Hall, I got Hypno 26, and I got Money Mel and Reaching Realty. We're about to bring them on one by one, and we're gonna get it started.
Hello,
We
everyone.
get, Alonzo, we got you up here. You know, we bringing everybody in here, my brother. You know, we got
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
Hypno 26. I mean, how you doing, my brother? We're gonna bring Money Mel into it. You know what I mean?
What's good, y'all? What's good?
And we got Money Mel. How you doing? Next one, we got our Reaching Realty LLC. Know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The captain's here. What's going on, guys?
All right, how
All
y'all
Who's
right,
doing,
got the
man? How y'all
TV loud in the
doing?
background?
word. Mel,
Can you mute? Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll mute that real quick. So, all right. I guess the first topic I really want to talk about with y'all today. First of all, how y'all doing?
Doing awesome.
mm, yeah,
Chilling. Can't
we're
complain.
doing all right.
We're doing what needs to be done.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. You know, my question I want to ask, is a very simple one. How does politics affect the black community?
Mm,
Okay. Who wants to start? I
mm.
guess I'll start.
We're gonna start, bro.
So, in terms of politics affecting the black community, there's a multitude of ways. Unfortunately, not enough people are completely versed on how politics does affect the black community. But one of the major things it does is a lot of those policies affect how we have to live our day-to-day life. And simple things as far as when we're talking about politics, if we're talking on a federal level or a state level. So state level is going to be the people who really determine stuff like your gay marriage and your school systems and how they're dealing with COVID. Whereas that's really the politics that affect, on the local level, the black community. But the politics that affect us big time would be stuff like the federal level, like the crime bill, or the war on drugs, which apparently has been won by Oregon, because in Oregon they decriminalized small amounts of cocaine and heroin.
All right. Well,
Okay.
all right. Well, speaking on
All
touching
right.
on
Well,
the 94 crime bill, anybody have anything they would like to say about that?
Crime.
well,
To be
I
honest with
actually
you,
wanted to slide in and ask y'all how you felt about the word black itself. Like, what does it really mean to
Mm.
hmm,
you?
what does that mean?
Yeah, what does the word black
Okay,
mean to you
that's a
guys?
fair
Because I know
question.
that yeah, we get put in these places and we get put in these categorical preferences, but
In
it's
these
not something
boxes
that
and
we've
everything, yeah.
created. Right. Yeah. I just feel like I keep coloring these boxes and I don't know who's a native Hawaiian. Like, they have a
Right.
box for Hawaiian, right? But then
Mhm.
they have a box for black. I don't understand. I thought
Not
Hawaiian was
Hispanic
American.
black at that, yeah.
Oh yeah, see, well then let's get going. This sounds like Neapolitan ice cream when you think about it,
I
because
mean,
Yep.
really it's like
at one point,
it's tough.
I'm not even gonna lie. I
Yeah.
used to check the other box.
You did?
I did.
Yeah, I checked the other
Ain't
box.
that?
I did. I'm not even gonna hold you. I used to check the other box because I used to feel. I really did feel some type of way about that. Like either Spanish or black or non-Hispanic or Asian or all this other. And I'm like,
Alaskan and all that.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Hawaii.
I'm like, yo, well, where's Aboriginal? Because you know what, I can trace my ancestry back to here.
Or
Mm.
we could just even have a
Mhm.
box that says human, you know, because I think that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that a lot of us miss, that the fact that we're actually human before all these different denominations. And if we
Right.
don't utilize the fact that humanity is the most important thing in this life that we get the opportunity to live, because what's more important than money is opportunity. So us
Touche.
going about, living through these guidelines and standards, it's almost like if we don't master the definitions that we're being given, we won't necessarily know how to use the words
Mm.
that we have
I,
to.
I, I understand that, and I feel there's too much labels being put upon everybody. I'm not just talking about the black community. I'm talking about everybody. You know what I'm saying? And you have these certain entities that are trying. That they ain't trying. They're dividing us.
Mhm.
That's you have all these movements, all these other factors that come into play, and you sit there and you look like, what the? I don't understand why it's like this when it shouldn't even be. When in all actuality, you've been taught this shit in school.
You know what?
You've been
I
taught.
agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that one. But I
Mhm.
also have to say this is a race that we were never supposed to be in, and never was supposed to even catch up to try to win.
That's true. To me, I'm gonna speak on, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna speak on what the brother said earlier. What does black mean to me? Black means to me is empowerment. Honestly,
Same.
I think in my opinion,
Intelligence,
black is everything. We we
wisdom.
we do a lot that doesn't get the credit accredited to us for, and that's not fair. That's not right. So when I
Right,
hear
right.
some of these brothers out here and sisters too, striking each other down, calling each other types of this, that, calling you out your names, you know, where are we going with
Right.
this? We're
So
just conforming to the consensus.
So let me ask you this, right? Speaking of that, when you said black, it means empowerment. So I want to go a couple of ways because you mentioned something. So real quick, one thing, when the financial world, when you say black, like Black Friday or we're in the black, it's a good thing because you're in the black. It means you're in a lot of money.
Hmm.
But in terms of our people, um, obviously there's outliers, but as a whole in America, would you say the black race is a little ass backwards in the fact that things like realistically, unless you disrespect the fuck out of us, we won't fuck with you. I'll give you an example. For the last 47
Please.
years, Joe Biden has disrespected the fuck out of Black America, yet they gave him 89% of their vote last night. Yet they
Yep,
say
they did.
Donald Trump is a racist and they say Donald Trump is this, that, and the third. Yet Donald Trump has done less to really disrespect the fuck out of black people. Like, I'll give you an example. When I hear arguments with black people saying, oh, well, Donald Trump, he accused the Central Park Five. That's horrible. Central Park 5 was Seneca Village. So what about the white people that slaughtered the people of Seneca Village to create Central Park? Or if we
That's
want to
true.
go with that, people were exonerated and claimed innocent, and then people still call them guilty today. There's a gentleman by the name of fucking O.J. Simpson. So all that shit against Donald Trump needs to go out the window because I know mad crackers who still fucking call O.J. Simpson guilty.
Yup.
That's
So
so true.
Yup.
Yes, I
That's
You know
I
what?
so
I
You know
true.
what,
can.
y'all? Hold on, y'all. You know what it is to me? See, that's just like what they say. Every time something happens, him, Tiger Woods, we always take him back. Come back home, brother. Come back home. Like at the end of the day, it's about accountability. You either you're in there, or you're not. And people will only use you for as much as they can, as long as they can use you, basically.
That's
That's
true.
right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
And it's crazy because the way they befriend you, the way they basically, it's a mind fuck. And you get the right person. You get the right person that's not woke, but just trying to get out there and make it, and they feel it's upon them. And the religion that we were taught, Hey, oh man, it's a miracle. This guy came on, boom. You could be 10 years in, 15 years in. You get to the boiler point and some shit happen, now everybody turns their back on you. But then the people that you didn't really acknowledge are still looking at you like, you know what? See, now you know what it feel like. You know what I'm saying? Come home. Well, I don't want you to come home because you shouldn't have left in the first place. At the end of the day.
Mm,
Yeah.
But
mm.
I
you don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's how you're raised. So people are taught
I
things. So you
I
go with the
think
motions of trust to different degrees
nah.
and shit.
Trust is a very, very important word because they use trust in the financial industries, and it doesn't mean the same thing that it means in our moral and well, when we utilize integrity and morals, trust is something completely different. But lo and behold, the financial industry has trust. You know.
Exactly.
And
And that's true.
how can we keep duplicating? How can we keep using all these different definitions for one word, right? But then when they give us our black category or when they give us that box to fill in, it only means one
African
thing.
American.
You know, the negligence
I
or
wonder how that works
negative
with
spin.
immigrants because there are people who are quote unquote black, but they're not African American. Like, what about the
Exactly.
people from Nigeria or Eritrea or anywhere in Africa?
Well, Nigeria is African. They say Nigeria.
Yeah, but it ain't African American.
Yeah, but see, that's where I'm getting. That's where it gets so confusing because if we're gonna say black community, right, don't we have to define black? And I'm not considering the I guess mental portion of black. I'm more considering actually scientifically prove to me who's black and who's not. Because if we go back to science, I believe that it's gonna point us into the direction of everybody coming from the same place. So then that would mean that we're all black together, all of
that's
us
true.
on the world completely, because we came from one individual that harbored those genetics. So if
That's
that's what
true.
we're considering as our community, I am all for it. Then we can
So
encompass
that's
the
Pan
entire
Africanism.
world.
Hmm.
Africanism, right? Yeah,
Mm.
that's kind of what
I
it
see.
would
Here's
be.
the
But
problem that I have with Pan Africanism, because my issue is that foreigners who have the same skin tone as us can come to this country and get foreign aid, and then they look at us and call. I'll give you an example. When I was doing as an Allstate agent with my agent who purchased the agency, Merle Bassoon, who was basically an Indian like Kamala Harris, she was like, she's from Trinidad. Me don't understand you American blacks. You're so lazy. How come you couldn't get along like me? I said, well,
Because it's
first
not
of
meant
all,
for us to get.
well, no, it's not
It's
because
not.
I'm local, so she's a foreigner. She got foreign loan, not because she was black, because she was a foreigner.
Correct.
so are there different blacks?
Well, here's what the difference is, right? Just like I don't agree or subscribe to POC, people of color, or minorities, because POC, people of color, does not specifically mean a black person. Hispanic people can get that money too. Asian people can get that money too. Arabic people can get that money too. And when it comes to minorities, white women are considered a minority. So that doesn't leave much for my heterosexual black ass to try and actually make a way out here. So I want something specifically for black people.
Well, I again am gonna have to find just like the question popped up. What is black? Because you, my brother, my sir, I would not consider as black. Okay, because I wouldn't put you in a limit because I don't know what you're capable of. Me giving you that kind of limitation is almost saying that you're predictable and I know what the next thing you're gonna do is, and that's not true because, as you know, you inspire the world to change. We inspire the world to do better than what the world is doing. So as we
True.
continuously improve, are they going to improve our title and our categorical preference? Now, for all of that, then 2020, I want to be the blackest. or I want to be the Black 7000, or I want to be the next version of what it is that you've been utilizing for this entire time. I don't know. You know how they say if it's not broke, don't fix it. I've never known Black to be a label or a title that was in sort of that kind of condition, like a brand new condition. They've never given that title anything good. So you're trying to tell me, right? This broke down old Black Honda, we're gonna keep riding this until the wheels fall off? Is that what you're saying? You're gonna hold on to that old conventional, traditional terminology to give a whole entire people who are basically putting the forward in motion? Like, now I'm getting confused. But that's just me and my confusion. Let's not confuse everyone that's trying, because the whole point is we're not trying to break any cycles, because we don't want someone who has like basically foundated their character and their like consistency, whoever they are, if that's who they are based upon what they've learned. I don't necessarily want to take away from what you've learned. I simply want to teach you something different. The only problem is I'm not a professional teacher. So I don't know all the methods.
Well,
I don't know the science of actually teaching someone.
I think everybody is a teacher. Everybody can teach me. You taught me. He taught me. Everybody taught me. We all learn something every day, correct?
Yep.
Which means we get taught. So I have to disagree with you, brother, because I believe you are a teacher. You do have that to where no, I'm serious, to where you can, if you reach the people in the right way, you can break it down and you can tell them. You can sit up and honestly say, yo, and you just have me thinking, because you said I don't want to change you, but I just want to give you another way of thinking about it.
Right.
Which is monumental. You gotta really marinate and listen and just dwell on the question.
But
and
this, all right. Yeah. So this question that just came up next is a really great question. Do we take the time to mentor the youth? Oh man, me and Mr. Hall, we had a discussion about this. Maybe like 72 hours we've been having a discussion about this youth mentoring
about
situation.
3 days
right?
ago.
Yeah.
3
So
days, right?
Yeah,
who's gonna chime in on this
Oh
one?
man.
Who's gonna chime
I've obviously
in on
been
this one?
coached.
So
Go for it.
do we take the time to mentor the youth? I can honestly say, as far as me as an individual, I will take the time to and Hypno, you know this. We've talked about this. Alonzo, we've definitely talked about this. It doesn't it I take this personally because I had people when I was growing up, older people. I've always been around the older fellas around my area, and they always kept me from doing what was wrong, or they try to keep me from doing wrong. They try to motivate me to do something else positive with myself. They kept me from making the worst decision. Now it's on me to do whatever I'm going to do, but they made sure they wanted to put barriers around me. Hell, I'll put it like this: me coming from South Carolina to New York, I have barriers from my brothers. There's only so much they can do because they have their own life. But at the same time, it wasn't that, hey, listen, this is you. You gotta do it. No, you gotta take control of your life. You gotta look at what you're doing. It's not about now, it's about the future. You can come with an attitude. Do I mentor you? I mentor everybody. They don't have to be black, they don't have to be Spanish. All they gotta do is be somebody up under me that I can see myself in. And I'll give them the tools of the trade. Now, whether they take it or not, that's on them. 9 times out of 10, they do take it because, like I said, me personally, I feel you can relate to somebody who you see went through the same thing you went through, or went through the same things you're going through.
Yes.
and you can be that bridge to them doing something better in their life. You
Okay.
know, here's the most simplest thing. Somebody laid a blueprint out for me. I followed their blueprint. I didn't do it exactly the way they did it, but I manipulated, and yes, I'm using the word I manipulated to my own core. I used it for me to better me, to put me in a better situation. I could have done some things
Understood.
different, but at the end of the day, because I had guidance, and what kids need to know is, or what young people, young adults need to know, especially young men, we don't want to see you fail. Out of everything you do, we want to see you succeed. If you, I have brothers that say you fucked up. They blunt with it. I have a grandmother that would say you messed up. You could have did better.
Mm.
I have a brother-in-law that will say, "Dang, Brody, why did you do it?" It's about who you align yourself with, and you have to be willing to listen.
That's the problem.
I
Yeah.
I
That's
yes,
the problem. I believe a
I
lot of the
thoroughly
youth
agree.
don't listen.
I just say no. Real quick. Take out the word youth, and you got me. Because I don't know if I could really say youth. Because I'm not sure about youth. You know, I never had a full blown like childhood that I can say I lived out my youth. Because there's a lot of different environment. I guess there's just a lot of different particulars of my environment that kind of grew me up a little bit faster than what can be considered as, you know, the youth. Like we have to have some sort of just like black, just like how we have to define black. I think we should just make the conscious decision to define youth, because some people, you know, like they could be just needing the advice, like you said. Like I know a 22-year-old that can mentor all of us on you know the finance, how to get do insurance. Like I know some 20-year-olds that are like better mechanics than, you know, 50s and 60s. Like, you know, I know people who are a little bit younger that can give advice. So let's not necessarily say youth. Let's say, should we mentor? Absolutely. We should always mentor, brother.
I gotta agree with that. I kind of like that statement that you made. Okay, so to to your what you say, yeah, we should mentor each other because you are right. There are a lot of 20-year-olds, 28-year-olds, 30-year-olds that are teaching the 40s, 50s, 60-year-olds. Hell, I put myself in that situation because I'm getting taught by a younger dude with my job right now, and it's great. I didn't even know that could happen. Oh wow! Teach me some more, please. Can I? May I have another? Just saying. So I embrace that, but it's whether you would want to like Chronicle said earlier. It's whether you want to receive it. It's whether you want to listen. That's where we gotta break it down and get into the person. I'm not gonna say youth. I'm gonna say the person because it could be a male, female, anybody. And I really do feel in my heart that we can uplift each other all the time. Like Max said earlier, you know somebody who laid the blueprint out. You followed it in your own way. Some of us came from environments that there was no blueprint. We had to make our own. So who was there to really teach
The
us?
last of
And
the Mohegans, the '70s babies.
you
They
know,
built the
and
blueprint.
some of these people don't get it. And uh, um, we need to be more involved. Those that are involved, that's great. That's awesome. Keep it going. Don't stop. Don't be like, okay, well, I help with this person, that person, not now. It should be an everyday thing. Like you see somebody on the train, on the bus, standing at the corner. I see kids in the store like, yo, count your money, little man. Count your money, mama. You got to sit up here and make sure you giving him the right amount. You getting back the right amount. Oh, thank you, mister. Like, no problem. My kids tell me all the time,
Oh
Dad,
yeah, I
you a teacher.
love that.
You know, what Dad, you a teacher? What's
Yeah, I
going
love
on? Like,
that.
I want it. I want you to know stuff that I know, but maybe you can sit up here and put your own little spin on it. Do what you need to do. Love that. Hell, I got a nephew who's getting it right now. He's married. I look at him like, wow, wow. I really do. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all my nephews. I'm proud of my nieces. I'm proud of my kids. Hell, I'm proud of my brothers and my sisters. A lot of us don't say that.
I say that. I say it.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I'm not gonna
I'm
say
gonna
you
let it be
don't.
known.
I know.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. I'm
I
gonna let it be known. I'm proud of you.
it's the
You know what
truth.
I'm
You
saying?
know. I
But
mean, a
you
lot of
know,
us. Go ahead.
no, I'm saying what makes me express that term of endearment with any of y'all, my family or my kids, is basically whatever y'all doing. I read body language and everything. So when I see how your body motion is, when you tell me what you're doing and how you're getting money and how you're doing this and you're doing that, and you have that smile, I'm like, that's what I'll just be like, yo, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're comfortable in your zone right now, and you're doing you. And then for somebody for you to talk to and tell them what you're doing, that's going to give you even more encouragement by telling you they're proud of you. You feel what I'm saying? It already triggers something in your
Facts.
mind of I gotta do what I gotta do now, and being that
So, really quick, if we could, Reaching Realty, if you want to just give us a little information about how we can find you, kind of what Reaching Realty can do for people, while we're doing this interim, because Money Mel had to pause real quick due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, no worries, guys. This is guys have right now because I think you guys should keep doing this. This is something bright. This is Reaching Realty LLC. You can find me on Instagram at Reaching Realty, just spelled just like that, real simple. From there, I pretty much try to help everybody with Mr. Hall with AD Wealth Solutions because I believe financial literacy is the future. I think that's the only thing that we should really be teaching everybody going forward, being the fact that I heard, I don't know, a movie once say that 40% of the, I guess, profit revenue that came from the economy came from the financial industry. I don't know if that's still going on, but I'm willing to look into it, a little bit further. I got to go pay some bills, you guys.
Mhm.
I definitely love you guys and definitely love yourselves. And we should definitely do this another time. But I know you guys are gonna keep, dropping jewels on them as soon as you can. Hypno, Money Mel, Mr.
yes,
Hall,
sir.
Chronicle. I appreciate it, and I'll definitely get with you guys as soon as possible. All right.
All right, thanks
All
for
right.
having
All
me,
right.
man.
All
All
right,
right.
brother. Peace.
Stay safe.
All right. So,
Good.
all right, gentlemen. Uh, my question for y'all is: how is our current state in this political field affecting your everyday life?
I got
Well, you know what? I ain't working. I work one day this week because a lot of jobs I had contracts for canceled this week because they're afraid of the protest that can turn to rioting. So I don't get no money because they're scared. And then, mind you, their employees are working from home, so there's nobody in the building really but security. So it's like, oh, we don't want nobody to risk being out there in the city because that. And it was crazy because Tuesday night when I left from work, I was right there on 6th Avenue and 50th, right down the block from Radio City. That's the first time Radio City Music Hall ever turned their lights out.
Mm,
Their sign
wow,
has never been off.
man.
Wow.
That's how that's what killed me because I'm like, yo, that's how scary you niggas is. You can't get a dog. What the hell? We scared of riding. This is gonna happen. Look, man,
Well, why is there rioting?
because it had to be done. It had to do with politics because they were afraid that people are protesting and like just recently the other day they was protesting and that's what they talk about. The police arrested 56 people during the protest. One
Hmm.
23-year-old lady who punched a cop in the face. But the whole thing was the cops started with them because the cops boxed them in. You know what I'm saying? So how can we march in the protest and you boxing us in like you're gonna do something to us?
Mm.
So basically, they was trapped like rats, and they
Yeah,
reacted.
yeah. And it was all
Mm.
multiple colors. It was multiple races, bro. It wasn't
Yeah,
just one
and
race, and
it
it was
wasn't just
more of
black.
other races than it was black, than it was African
Mm.
Americans, if you want to say politically correct.
All right. So my next question, and Hypno, you can take this, or Alonzo, you can take this. Are we as a people receptive to love?
As a
Hmm.
people, yes and no. So I'll give you the yes answer first. Absolutely 100% unequivocally. And that's why we vote and do a lot of things via emotion. And that's why we are
Yes.
a heavily spiritual and religious person, because the religiousness or spirituality, if you will, or the Christ likeness is to show love and to turn the other cheek no matter how bad someone abuses you.
Hmm.
It's to kill them with kindness.
Hmm.
Then I say no because if you turn around and look at that,
You
with
going
our
straight to
own
that practice,
people,
huh?
we going straight. Say hi, good brother. Nigga, why you saying hi to me? So
Yeah,
we're not receptive to love from ourselves unless it's from Jesus.
That's true, and I have to agree with you on that one because I don't think a lot of people know what that word love means.
Mm.
Hell, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still trying to find out what that word love means. So
it's
you got people who are not perceptive and don't know how to love other people because all they're used to seeing and doing is negativity and hate.
Mm.
true.
So when you come to them and you say, "Hey, brother, how you doing? I love you, brother." Fuck you mean I ain't gay, nigga? What the fuck wrong with you?
That's because that's
You
how we
know.
were programmed. We were programmed
Another
for
word.
those that live in the hold on that lives in negative light. We were programmed to question the kindness of others, but in a negative way. Like so, if I'm walking around moody and depressed, and I don't even know half the time why I'm moody and depressed because of how I grew up or whatever I've seen, fuck this nigga
Mhm.
talking to me like that for? Like, fuck, like you said, I ain't gay. Nigga, like, yo, son, you like that. But the thing is people you don't know what they're going through. So that's
You
what I'm saying.
don't.
We're a lot of us are programmed because when we are upset, as grown men now, when we are upset, we may not fly off the handle right away, but we do show the emotion where we're waiting for someone to ask, yo, what happened? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you know the person knows you. You know what I'm saying? But like there's people out there that do react in that negative way every day, all fucking day, and they can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's bad to say it, but these teaching this and teaching that, just it's like I said, it's just programming, man. Like we program this way, program that way. We got a story to tell. We from the hood, all of this. We witnessed this, we witnessed that. It's like it's like living a virtual fucking reality
I
thing.
mean, here's what I gotta say about that coming from the hood seeing shit. As we do see some shit in the hood, right? But like I lived in the burbs too, right?
Mhm.
And this is why a lot of shit is like targeting. When I lived in the burbs here in Connecticut, I lived in Hamden, Connecticut. There were people who dealt with the same shit that we would deal with in New Haven, and they'd get penalized much less harshly because of their locality and their hue or their skin tone. Prime example, my cousin who you met, who does the barber, you met his kids and everything. Remember he came down to the city?
Hmm.
He got caught with 4 crack rocks, 4 baggies of crack. At the time when he got caught, his father was also a corrections officer,
Mm.
but he did 12 years in jail.
Okay.
Flip side, I happened to live in the same neighborhood as one of the people who was his customers for crack rock. This white kid who I worked at the local retail store with, and when he would actually, he and I would go, and we'd chill together, have a drink, have a smoke, whatever, just young neighbor stuff, like you could do with your neighbor now. Hey, what's going on? I'm having a barbecue, so he'd come over. So I went over his house one day, and we were chilling
Hmm.
in his
Hmm.
basement, and I lifted up just this mat, and I had to see, I kid you not, at least 40 bags of crack.
Mm.
The 12 slims, so the really really small ones that look like chiclets, but he had at least 40 of them. He was
All
like,
right.
"Oh yeah, my brother right now he's going through community service because he got caught with like twice as much."
Okay.
Now my cousin, like I said, got caught with 10 times less. I kid you not, 4 bags of crack versus 40 bags of crack.
And he got a
Mm.
He did
less. He did less
much
time than what
lesser
your
sentence.
cousin.
Mhm.
Yeah, nigga, 12
So
joints, man.
Mhm.
So what does that say? What does that say for our judicial system? What does that say about our
It
government?
don't work for us.
I agree.
It never did.
It does, in
You
a
think
sense.
so?
You have to know
Okay.
how. So I got a charge here in Connecticut that's expunged. Um, Even though my lawyer, because the court date was October 2nd, my Jewish lawyer said that that was a Jewish holiday, so he couldn't be in court with us. However, what ended up happening was I had my situation, and my mother at the time happened to work in a high power position where
Hmm.
she's working under the vice president of the company.
Hmm.
She explained to him my situation, and he explained to her what to do, which is why I have no criminal record
Hmm.
and why most people who know me would be like, he's not the type to do that. I got caught with a substantial amount of illegal substance. Um, Luckily, I said it was for personal use, and we were able to get me off. I did 100 hours of community service. But had that cousin of mine or that friend of mine been in those situations and not have the capital to go get an attorney and have to do a public defender or what some call public pretender, he may not, you know, it wouldn't be in the predicament I'm in. So I can't blame it. Basically, here's the deal: it's not racism; it's classism. Meaning, depending on what's in that pocketbook, is the access and the type of life you get, regardless of the skin tone.
Mm. Mm.
So
Agree to
I
disagree,
agree
but
with
I
that,
got you.
and it always comes down to like a saying that I say: "Life is what you make it." If you don't strive to be better or to do this or do that or move this way, move that way, then it's not going to happen. You're going to have those that are going to sit up here and say, hey, I'm tired of this happening, or the white man put me down, or they're like, my nigga, my
When you gonna
God.
take accountability for your own actions?
Mm. You see, and I get that.
Okay,
Now he
let's say
gave
it's
us a
the let's
scenario.
say let's say it's okay. Let's say you say it's that the white man's holding me back. Okay, bruh, we have the brain capacity. You wanna compare us to primates? Fine. They are very smart fucking animals. We are very smart people. We are known to think. So there's always gonna be another way if you're determined. But that's the whole thing. You got people that just give up and just be like, nah, this is that. You can't live your life like that. You can't blame everybody for you going through what you're going through when you put yourself in certain most of them positions. You was born in a certain position. Maybe you didn't catch it, but there was a chance for you to get out of that position. But you rode it to your to adulthood. Now you're in your adulthood and you're still not getting where you want to get to, but you blame everybody for whatever you're doing wrong. And it's come on, man. We all make mistakes, bro. And you know what? It doesn't matter who's around you. You're a grown ass man. That's your mistake. You gotta figure out how to get out your mistake, how to fix it. Okay, better yet.
You know what? And I agree with that. But we are past our 40-minute mark on this one. So Money Mel, I'm gonna start with you. Do you want to give you got any last words? You want to say anything to the people?
Listen, live life, love yourself, stay safe, and most importantly, stay woke.
All right,
It's
all
one
right.
hell of a ride.
All right. So stay tuned, Money Mel. What about you, Hypno?
Yeah, so I want to tell everybody, like Money Mel says, stay woke, be alert, love each other, and for God's sakes, learn, listen, relate, because you can do anything that you put your mind to. Don't give up nothing, and keep going harder. I'm out.
All right. You stay tuned too. And Mr. Hall, as we do it always. Uh this is the Chronicles, the round tables with the fellas. Alonzo Hall, where can they reach you?
You can find me on Instagram, facebook.com/adhallco, and Instagram/ADH Wealth Solutions. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And follow my man Chronicle.
Yo, I see you backstage. And this is the round tables with the fellas. Our first episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. This is Chronicle Mac. And y'all be blessed. Be better. Try to be better today than you was yesterday. Try to be better tomorrow than you were today.